can hold my body down. There ain't no grave can hold my body down. There ain't no grave can hold my body down. There ain't no grave can hold my body down.
Here we are.
Hey.
Day 5, the wrap-up show.
Yeah.
The thing about
I lost Saturday.
being out here for this long is eventually you try all the combinations of the drugs you have. So at some point you've had every, like right now I'm on champagne and mushrooms.
No.
Like, that's not a normal
It's one of my
thing.
favorite Eagle songs. Take it easy. Yeah. I found that, and then, so this was mentioned, someone called me that was going to be here and said, have you ever tried ketamine? And I answered wrong. And I should have said, yeah, I'm a seasoned pro. But I hadn't done it. But on this trip, some of it found me, and then I did you do rails. Sometimes you do rails, and I did that for him because I always trust the server. And I blasted that, and then I had my dab set up right there. So then I held it in. She had to hold it in a minute, and then I was like heated up that, and then I did a dab, and then I blew it all out as a smoothie or whatever.
What?
And I feel like
Smoothie.
well, I mean, the pineapple and banana blended
If it
together.
came out as a smoothie, it didn't come out of your mouth.
Yeah, that when you say it that way,
But
it
that's
sounds
where I
like
lost Saturday because
like
Shut it up.
a crazy like blow out your nose type of thing.
Saturday happened. I know that, but
It was there.
yeah, but it.
So you went in the K-hole. That's what the kids say.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in the K-hole.
Yeah, I was in the K-hole. And hey, hey kids, have you tried
Think
to
about-
do a dab in between or in the middle?
What?
What's the advice? Come on, man.
I'm waiting for
That's
the
it, man. That's it.
I'm waiting for an
That was
answer.
a question. That was a question, Andy?
Hey
Yeah.
kids. So you weren't saying, hey
Yeah.
kids,
Do we
here's
have a-
what you do in life. You were literally asking kids.
It wasn't
Hey,
even a
kids.
question. He said, hey, kids, if
man.
you do a
That's what
dab.
I mean.
So there was no statement or
I get
question.
it. I get it now.
I do think
It was my ears
I
that
agree
were wrong.
100% with Chad on that point.
Holy shit. Well, I discovered a drug that's not for me.
Yeah. Talk about that
A
one.
new, always interesting to try new drugs when you're overweight and 45 years old, but
Yeah.
I did it.
But and you were open about that, saying like, I've never done that. I don't even know what it does.
Yeah.
But I'm game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Chad did Molly.
for the first time, and it didn't work.
Molly treated Chad poorly.
Here's the way I
Molly is a horrible mistress.
Here's
to
the way I
Chad.
describe. Well, when I first walked back out to smoke a joint later, that's what I could. You ever give that stuff to sociopaths before? Because I don't think you're supposed to.
It's
There's
well,
one warning label on the Molly packet.
I
Yeah.
like stimulants.
Do not
because-
use if you're thinking about murdering a small animal or a person.
I like stimulants because it helps me. It gives me confidence despite what I am. And I like weed because it gives me apathy against what I am. And Molly just seemed to make me go inward and examine what I am when I already, like, I'm yelling at my head the whole time. I know, motherfucker. I know already. Leave me alone.
Yeah, good God, no wonder you're so grim-faced. You came out of there and it was like you start
Andy came
saying
and gave me a
something.
hug. Yeah.
You start saying something, you want to like pull the words back as they're coming out. How's it going?
Andy wasn't
Not
good.
good. You don't get that. It's like I didn't give it to you, man. One of the other weaker people did. Go kill him first.
So Andy wasn't a good chill out tent come down coach.
No. When I came out to smoke, Andy was very, man, I'm very like happy, and he gave me a hug. I'm really sorry that didn't work out for you, which is what I expected to happen to me.
Don't worry, man. We're still holding some coke.
That was a lie.
And when he says "were," he's like, someone might be.
Past tense. Past tense. we have a planned intervention here, and this show doesn't go well with production value. But me and Chad, like, hey, we were kind of all getting together before doing a podcast and doing a bump. And it kind of worked, the team, we were on a roll, and then the coach put on a different windbreaker and we're out of Coke. It's a bummer.
Well, it goes fast, I guess. I wasn't there to see it, but apparently it goes fast.
It hurts when you lose your own drugs because you're like, God damn it, man, all that Coke.
You lost some up your nose. You didn't lose your drugs. You used your drugs. We're getting the story here?
I did witness when we first got here, Andy says, let's go.
Pipe and a joint.
The podcast, the denial podcast is kicking off.
And he's leading the intervention.
He's got a pipe and a joint in his hand.
Oh, now I'm the addict. Oh, what a dope fiend. That's just so Trumpian of you. You're like, you're projecting.
He'd be holding a bong if he had another finger.
This is a gateway drug, and this was supposed to get us to the cocaine. What good is this now? It's a gateway to an empty playhouse or whatever. Come on, man.
Andy said earlier, we're going to do an intervention on Erickson on the podcast. He says, what was your statement?
Yeah, look, I wanted to write out a thing and then just kind of explain to you how hurtful the experience was. Like, Brett, because of your decisions to hold the cocaine, I can't do any. All right, that's it.
That's all I got.
I hope you'll change. I hope you'll find it in your heart to change.
He said, Erickson, your addictions have affected me in the following ways. Me and Chad didn't get very much Coke.
That's our first intervention. We just love you to death and we want to see you get help.
It's a little different.
Zach, do you have anything to say? He's your old man, and I know you're a fiend too. You're the next one. It's going to be.
I don't remember seeing these on TV like this though.
But listen, I took it.
They don't do drugs when they do that.
I took the cocaine from Andy because immediately
I paid for it.
He had it in his pocket
because he shares it. Is what I assumed.
I had patted in a glove.
You agreed to pay for it. You just didn't pay for it.
Listen, last night.
Oh, no, I haven't technically transferred
last night
funds. But I probably might. I feel like I might.
Last night, Carrie Mitchell had to hide the drugs in our room because you came in there looking for them.
Yeah,
to give to the fucking douchebag
I was trying to take
who showed up in his Jeep. He's like, "Can I get some cocaine for Rob?"
No, I didn't say
no.
that. No, I did not.
That's exactly what everyone else told me you said.
Oh, this is a fucking conspiracy.
I'm with Andy on this
damn it,
because when I saw Andy, he was only looking for cocaine for himself.
I was only looking for what I bought. It's like you buy a shirt at the mall and you're walking around and the shirt ain't with you. It's like, God damn it, I must have set it down.
Andy, you're wearing the shirt you bought at the mall. Now you're trying to get my shirt.
I have the objective perspective.
Yeah.
The first night, Andy, let's do a line. And I'm like, yeah. And Andy lays his big line and I did a line. And then immediately a rush of people came in and they go, give us the Coke. Give us the Coke.
Brad Erickson wants the
cocaine.
Brad Erickson wants the cocaine. And I thought, that means he's paying for it. Cool. I'll just do a little then.
So all of Andy's cocaine got taken out of the room.
Andy's cocaine. Repeat that.
I saw that. That's what I saw happen. So and then I said, actually, that's a smart idea because we'll be out in a minute if Andy has it.
I said this.
But wait, let me finish my story before you take your bow there, King. Before you take your bow, King of Cocaine. Then after that, we get invited occasionally into the room to get a tiny bump out of this giant bag. And then every time you go in, there's like, there's been 90 trips made in here that I wasn't invited to. These cocksuckers are doing all the blow without me.
I think that's why they call them bumps, because we got bumped.
I agree with that.
You get bumps or you get bumped, and we got bumped.
I was trying to figure out if it was a chicken or the egg. If I went to bed early every night because I wasn't getting any cocaine, or if
I know there's nothing worse than being on a downer going, oh no, they're still doing my coke. I gotta
First of all, that's not even close to how it actually went down.
Well, there's that story and then there's reality.
I also brought a whole big bundle of cocaine.
But I never got the whole.
I got yours. I got yours from you because if I had taken cocaine, it would have been gone in 30 minutes tops. It would have been.
That's like taking. That's like taking
still
Ralph.
gone. We just didn't get any of it.
That's like taking Ralphie May's fucking drive-through meal away from him and saying you're just gonna gobble it down like a fucking.
To give you a few French fries every 15 minutes.
I'm saving your life, Ralphie.
And then he eats it in the back seat.
Yeah, and then he eats it.
Yeah.
So you bought a bundle of cocaine and then you felt.
Wait a minute. Here's a true fact. I brought almost $1,000 worth of drugs, and you agreed to pay for some cocaine that you haven't paid for yet.
Yeah,
but you're the one who got shorted on doing drugs.
So who ripped off Patrick?
Wait, that's what I want to know. Wait a minute. I thought Issues with Andy bought drugs.
Well,
yeah, that's what I
So what I would propose is maybe in the future at company picnics, maybe we could each get a small bindle divvied out so for maintenance, so we're not suffering and having to act like a child for fucking drugs.
Yeah. This is what I hope for. This is the final
I was hoping we wouldn't be
This is
fighting
the schism.
over
This is
drugs.
episode schism. The breakup episode.
If I did them all, I would not be fighting over it either.
You were a diplomat last night, though.
Which time?
What'd you call that guy a douchebag?
Well, I threw some bait out there, and he didn't bite, and I didn't think it was appropriate to fish harder than
You
that.
set it up.
Well, the guy pulled in.
A guy.
A guy pulled in with his Jeep. And as he pulled in, made it a point to turn on his bright headlights and his light bar over the top and his obnoxious blue well lights.
Like he was a poacher from Crocodile Dundee
and cranked
out hunting
Sweet Home
kangaroos.
Alabama. So the first thing I yelled when they pulled up was, which one of you fuckers wants to fist fight? Because the only reason I'd pull up to a party like that is because I wanted to fist fight. And then, of course, I realized that they couldn't hear me because their music
It's a little
was
wordy.
up
It doesn't
loud.
fit on a
It was
We could do another T-shirt.
I did better on my second try because as soon as they killed the music and walked up, I yelled, "The douchebag convention is one camp over," and
that family left this morning.
They thought I was talking about them.
And we're hemmed in on all sides by unsuspecting campers. They didn't sign up for this shit.
Yeah, there's somebody.
Yeah.
I was.
It wasn't in the brochure.
My lights were unplugged, and then I plugged them back in, and then it said, "There's a couple here that are stargazers. They want me to turn the lights off." Okay, all right, let's just do it. Well,
they don't have
Helen
feet.
and Dale's way, they drove all the way here to gaze at the stars, and now they can't see them right from their cabin. There's no other vantage points in Death Valley.
No,
That's what everybody's aware of. You don't see them right there, so we had to turn our lights off for the stargazers. Oh, we're stargazers. Could you knock that off? Yeah. I'm a bird watcher. Could you guys not do the dope around here?
You're scaring away the robins.
You can't declare yourself a hobbyist and then expect people to give a fuck. I play frisbee disc golf, so go fuck yourself, man. Nobody cares.
It's like Andy brought home to Panamint. He's arguing with his neighbors even though they just pulled in an RV.
Well, I got to get along with the people I'm sat down with.
The neighbors were really cool, even when Andy hucked a football at their trailer.
What happened with that, Andy?
I was going to throw the football over the trailer.
I think we had an Uncle Rico situation where he tried to throw the football over the mountain.
Yeah, I've had a few injuries,
but instead it went straight into some unsuspecting family's RV.
I was 1.5 quarters of football away from a varsity letter.
And they never really gave you the football.
But so Andy chucks his football trying to throw over their RV, and he hits right into the side of it and makes this big loud doink. And he's like, everyone's like, oh shit, that's probably a thing. And he's like, nope, I'll get it. And he starts to go over toward it, and then he realizes he's wearing a white T-shirt, which he thinks all of a sudden
surrender. Like a kind of weakness.
No, it's he's going in under the cover of darkness, and this white T-shirt's going to give it away.
Well,
so he rips off his T-shirt and he runs over to the trailer. And right when he does, the dad comes out with his flashlight, like, what the fuck is going on?
Down
and now here's a shirtless guy with a fucking glow stick around his neck, all sweaty, like.
Before he took his shirt off, he took his glow sticks off. Is the first thing he did, and then realized he had a white T-shirt.
Here's what I was like, oh, they'll see the white shirt, and then I took off my shirt, and I'm kind of the same color. So, I'm not saying black people commit more crimes, but they do have an advantage committing crimes under the cover of darkness, I would think, because he could have saw me crawling under the trailer.
Wait, you were crawling under the trailer?
No, I was going to.
No.
But was the ball under there?
Yeah.
He thought it was. The ball was bounced way back towards
the ball
our
also has LED lights in it, right?
Yeah, but those
they went off.
So they went off when it damaged the van or the caravan.
I'm sure they got insurance. That's a big rig. What's your deductible? Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's an act of God.
But I really, I was hoping for another 10, 15 yards on that throw. Up. Yeah, it did look like I was just a fucking quarterback trying to teach a receiver a lesson across the middle.
Yeah,
fucking zip.
It looked like you were mad at the neighbors.
I was trying to enlighten them or whatever. I thought, I used to be able to throw that ball like that. I think I was on drugs. I had a full sense of confidence.
To be fair, Andy, it wasn't a regulation ball. You're used to.
Oh no, I would have put that through their fucking window the first day they got here. I didn't bring my crossbow. Get out of here. You don't want to have a crossbow when you're hallucinating because you might make that decision and be wrong.
What are you drinking, Erickson?
Vodka, something.
There are no other people here. I don't know what he's doing.
It was a mimosa, but I think we're out of champagne.
He was trying. He's trying to get Mitchell to do it, but Mitchell's not getting the fuck out.
I said, and she just.
Jenny's like, is he talking to me?
She nodded, like, yeah, okay, and then never moved.
You can go take care of my one and only job here is to get him a drink. Yeah.
I don't care.
Wait, now you're the server?
Vodka soda, vodka anything.
Oh.
Rocks in a glass.
I'm good. Back to the cocaine. No, I'm over it, I know we all, make investments and shit. Sometimes I get as much return.
You can't claim that somehow you made an investment when you've put not one nickel towards it.
Well, wait, why would he pay for it when it was stolen from him?
Right. Well, that's not that guy's fault.
At the moment,
I feel like that's
he was
unfair.
part of the crew that stole it. The guy that sold it to him was part of the crew that stole it.
We never shook hands, and we never talked about that. And then he came back and confiscated it. So I was like, if you buy
so he got it back. So if you got it back, all of a sudden I'm not the bad guy anymore.
He got it back on your request and handed it to you. I saw the whole fucking exchange.
Yeah, it's disheartening, but come on, man. Let's just try to make the most of it. We still got to.
I will stand by this as a rule that I live by. Do not let Andy hold the drugs.
Absolutely.
Just don't.
That's just so. That's no situations. That is so fucking irresponsible. I'm sorry.
You're right. It is to give you any kind of power.
That's a baseline rule I have.
Until this trip, I would have agreed with you wholeheartedly. But if Andy held the drugs, I would have got more.
Yeah.
I am not positive that's true.
It would have been over in 5 minutes.
I can count on one hand the amount of bumps I did.
If you didn't see us in Alaska and
the guy's got a lot of complaints.
Oh, so your intervention, Eric. We're trying to help you.
And you can't bring up Alaska, where I still think you tiptoed into my room next to the fucking bed. No, come on.
Tiptoed.
All right. You have special socks.
Soft ninja step.
Specials, yeah.
Yeah. I ain't no ballerina thief. No. Maybe, I do sleepwalk.
The one thing you didn't say was absolutely not.
Yeah.
So
Do sleep, steal drugs.
Thank you,
I had
Jenny.
a lot of problems as a
Vision.
kid.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Panamint
Cheers to
bartender
Jenny.
to be reckoned with.
Finally.
But I think if you saw me and Chad and the cocaine we did in Alaska, and you think we overdo it, we were both nosebleeding at the airport.
I believe we didn't die.
Alaska hasn't seen the amount of cocaine you guys did in Alaska.
Well, I don't get out much, and it's one of the great frontiers.
You were telling me about secret spots where you guys were doing drugs at a bar I worked at for 15 years.
Yeah, you just got to
As a manager,
know what's going on.
trying to find people doing drugs. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know about that second broom closet?
Oh, well, I guess if the kitchen crew's in on it, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Because I don't have keys to the fucking walk-in.
Locker room. Yeah. We were all over that place. That was a fun trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of fans, just one in the right place. That's way better.
That's actually a good idea for a t-shirt. Since Andy's the t-shirt mogul.
Oh, shit.
I do sell shirts frequently.
Not a lot.
Well, it's a brisk business, and I have a lot of employees.
Are you considering the U.S. Postal Service your employees?
I did like that sandwich.
Yeah.
You give somebody a sandwich, and they'll tell other people. That's what I did with the shirts here. Let's promote.
What?
I don't know.
What, here in Panamint?
You want a sandwich board? I'm not sure I understand.
I'm still not. I don't know
I like the
where
idea that he gives one T-shirt to someone in Panamint, which is like in the middle of fucking nowhere, and people drop in and then leave, and then that's his word of mouth advertising.
And now that I started selling shirts, while I was traveling here, I gave advice to a lady. She'd run this business for 30 years, and it's where the fucking mountain sheep or whatever, they walk across the road into this lake all the time. They do it.
That's a business?
Her
Sheep
business.
walking across the road?
I love that she trained mountain.
Her business is cold ice cream and sodas, and the ice cream selection was.
What's this got to do with sheep crossing
Okay,
the road?
so she has this
I'm
fucking
curious.
thing, and I go.
Sells it to the sheep.
I ask this old fucking woman, and there's a tweaker lady in the corner picking her feet, her toes. But I go, that's not cool with the business either. But I was like, I go, would this sheep come around? And she goes, oh yeah, all the time. And they're in the parking lot. And I go, you got any postcards or pictures or maybe a T-shirt or magnet or something? And she goes, no, I never thought of that. So
Maybe she's being sarcastic.
Still
no,
a lot
she's
of
a fucking idiot.
Maybe you were standing in front of a whole T-shirt.
She's a fucking
kiosk.
idiot. I wanted to show her my shirts and go, bitch, you can do this. You just got to get that tweaker out of the corner picking her fucking feet and get some ice cream. Or a fucking postcard of a fucking sheep, You don't call your place Bigfoot Market and just sell fucking snacks.
Wait, was Bigfoot there?
He could have been. He comes, maybe he hangs out.
Sheep.
It didn't say sheep snacks.
But
Well, you
I'm
fucking
hoping-
unloaded on this poor lady.
Yeah,
Someone's
still not
Nana.
understanding anything
Someone's
about
Nana is like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
person's
somebody
business.
just because
this in
some
the
old lady's
30s.
making cookies don't mean they're good.
But you don't need to fucking smash him in her face and go, fuck you for trying.
I didn't, but I was like, as a newly, a new T-shirt entrepreneur, I was like,
Oh my God.
I could think of the dullard who stop at a.
She was looking at one, Andy.
The dullard pulls off the road to go into a market because it's got fucking hill sheep in the title.
Oh, big.
I did.
It said Bighorn Market.
Bighorn Market. What was it called?
I don't know.
You said Bigfoot Market. It said Bighorn Market.
Yeah.
Either way.
Well,
That's why I don't remember it because you had no marketing.
you specifically remember it by looking at a sign, and then you got the words wrong.
I was intrigued.
The mic, Andy. The mic.
I was intrigued about hill sheep. You're driving around and there's not, it's like fucking, yeah, man, there might be a sheep, fucking horned sheep out in the road.
Maybe a bighorn sheep.
You better have a mask on, sheep. But
That's what she should have called it. Wake up sheep.
Yeah.
And she could make breakfast.
That's what Andy should do.
It's
It's like he
just-
just walks into a market out of nowhere off
I'm
the
like
road
John
and does
Taffer.
5 minutes of open mic
Yeah.
and just see what works.
I'm like John Taffer. I can save this place.
Wait. I like Eric's idea. Wake up, sheeple.
Wake
If
up,
she
sheeple.
serves breakfast.
Yeah, well, who's gonna cook that meth fucking tweaker? I thought she had those shoes with the toes in them, like runners get or whatever they into it. But no, she was just picking at her toes in the corner, like shouldn't you be doing inventory? That's why there wasn't any ice cream. That's what I was gonna get is ice cream and a postcard
that's what
about
this
the
is.
sheep.
Yeah, that's what this is.
It's a fucking nightmare up there.
So it wasn't even an ice cream shop.
Yeah,
I mean, you just wanted it to
it
be.
wasn't any kind of shop.
Blazing guns about how he should have ice
Why
cream.
is
Did
it
Andy
ice
go
cream
to
here?
somebody's house and demand ice cream?
A grandmother cry.
I guess
Why are you picking your time in the bath, motherfucker? Why are you in the house?
Why are you in my bathroom?
I specifically didn't hit any hard drugs till I got halfway. But then you gotta go, fuck it, man. There's not enough traffic to keep you interested. Thank you, COVID. Thank you, COVID, for that. You can do what I did in Vegas and jaywalk and normally you'd sideswipe somebody or they might be mad at you. Oops, I got away with it. Thank you, COVID.
You jaywalked and tried to get other people Burnside in Portland out in front of the Dantes, and then you suffered a major injury.
I was mocking a cop trying to bust a jaywalker, and I sprinted out and go, and then I blew something in the back of my leg.
You had to go to the eventually you had to get a procedure done.
But I got it.
I ran out into the road.
I ended up
To mock a cop that pulled someone over.
Yeah, he's grabbing somebody for jaywalking. And I
Jaywalking.
went, did it more blatantly, thinking, I'm going to free this guy. And then I blew out.
You'll never catch me.
Pulled a hammy.
I can't. I ended the tour there. I had a couple more gigs, and I couldn't do the tour. And then I went up the street, and I knew that cop wasn't going to be happy with me. But so I switched shirts or whatever.
Down.
I tried to make myself look different, but I had a pronounced limp, which was the other character was running.
Same limbs. Guy has a hat on and a cape.
Arg. Yeah, I patch and I turned sideways.
The guy in the fake nose and glasses has the same limp as that other guy.
But sometimes, you do the wrong thing and it pays off. And that one didn't. That hurt. That fucking hurt, Some of the shit you do for laughs in your 20s require a little more maintenance to do in your 50s. Or 40s it was.
Yeah, you were down hard on that one.
Mm-hmm. I was in a wheelchair.
Not on the road.
Well, I panhandled the next day. I would like to get into that. Panhandling? Yeah. It's just like, I think it would be cool to go to a men's warehouse and get a suit and then just stand out there and just write in between jobs or something. Want it to be believable. In between jobs since 1975. I was an underwear model and then I took a long break. Yeah, and that catches us up. Scaffold building, not really. Green chain, half-heartedly. Comedy? Yeah, when I remembered it. Occasionally.
I'd throw a couple bucks in your hat.
Oh, fucking nicer.
That's what happened. God damn it.
Well, that's where the coke was.
That explains a lot.
And not only that, my hat was found about 500 yards from here.
Yeah, someone should have taken that from you immediately too.
So I'm really sorry for accusing you and your people of going in long lines into the room. I know a dope fiend when I see him. I was going to do that. Fucking dope fiend. It's like anything, man. The guy's going to get breakfast and he cuts me off. Fuck him. You did the coke I was going to do. And they resent it. I'm over it. It's fine. That coke would have just went in my nose and ruined, something.
Friendships.
Speaking of friendships.
Oh, yeah, we have a very special guest here today.
Oh, yeah. Who?
Did you know?
Doug Stanhope's been locked in the car for the last 6 hours.
The thing about Panamint is you kind of never know who's going to show up randomly. Sometimes a surprise guest will just arrive out of the ether. and you're like, holy shit.
Where have you been?
Can't believe. It's good to see you again, old friend. So, ladies and gentlemen, our good buddy.
Oh my God. Oh, man, I better hold her.
Give her a hug, Andy.
That's her, fucking bitch.
That's her.
Where you been? Where you been, girl?
This is the.
Tell me something.
No.
Well, you threw her on the freeway, Andy. You know.
This is the problem I had with her before. Not a team player.
He pulls the string and all she says is help. Why me?
Don't do it again, Daddy.
You again.
That was a brief guess.
Yeah, my mom always wanted girls, and she had 5 boys, and she tried to make David a girl right off the bat, and that didn't take. Well, it kind of did in the 70s for a bit, but I got a dolly, and I had 4 brothers who wanted to have a reason to hate me more. You know, I showed up and got the small scraps that were left behind, and they didn't really like me. I can see it in their eyes in the pictures and shit, you know. And then what's my mom do? She gets me a precious, beautiful, most precious doll ever, Drowsy. And I instantly bond with it because I'm a half a queer. Have empathy and shit. And I loved her, but my brothers just put me through such ridicule. They used to do this thing.
Chad, that's creeping me out.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Like,
It's you know.
don't throw her again.
What happened to her? And they bully me and they throw me. They'd say they're going to throw me, and then they would go swing me back and forth. And then one of them, and you know, I guess I don't know how they coordinated it, but they never quite threw me down there. But and then they're like, I was whatever, pussy or queer, you know, my dolly and shit. And I loved her, but I was like, I'm not taking this ridicule. And I chucked her down on the highway. And I think if any of you mothers out there know that feeling, you
I think that's postpartum depression.
yeah, like you know,
Classic postpartum.
They have a name for it now.
you're Elizabeth Downs and you're just kind of bummed out. You're at the boat ramp and the kids say, hi. Yeah, that's what I did. And I threw her down there. And like a lot of my toys, when they go missing, I felt bad and I went looking for them. It was too late for Drowsy. Some trucker picked her up.
Too late for Drowsy.
Yeah.
Did you get down on the
That would be a
highway?
good
She's
title.
had a rough life, Andy, but she's back.
Well, if it was anything like that football, she didn't make it all the way to the highway. I threw her with the same amount of, like, I'm never going to see you again. She's only 8 feet away, but I can't climb down there.
Same arm.
Yeah, I could have got her. I think I could have got the big gyms and the rescue van and the same philosophy. Some dental floss. I didn't know what dental floss was until like college, but I used it for rescuing my big gyms out of trees. I just have ropes that they keep in the bathroom.
Big Jim rope.
Oh yeah, I went.
Where's the bathroom rope? You were looking for bathroom rope when you were in college? You know, bathroom rope. What you use?
You guys got any of that bathroom rope?
Imagine using floss.
Bathroom rope.
I learned all this in my first cleaning. I was out of high school, and I had gap teeth, which I missed sort of. It's like, you know, people respect you. You can spit.
You can spit through.
You can spit. I can spit a sort of farther than I can throw anything.
Clearly, we saw it.
Yeah. And then I got these new teeth, and I was like, but I had it before that. They put me through. I would have never got them new teeth. Those were just I could get maybe slayed a little bit or whatever. I didn't feel confident with my gap teeth.
That was to make you attractive to the older men.
Well, yeah, I guess I was trying to play
Put
that
money
game.
out there, you want to invest,
Yeah.
but it's towards your
Yeah, but I got all that. Like, you know, I didn't even know that there was something called teeth cleaning or floss or regular brushing for that matter.
Clearly, you called it bathroom rope.
And I went to, I had an appointment there, like, you know, they didn't know who I was.
They didn't know to clear the rest of their
Yeah, I
schedule.
paid for it all out of my meal earnings. I got money, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing my teeth. And I got my teeth fixed, and then the first review was somebody goes, you look like David Hartman on TV. Oh, good morning, everybody. He had the big fucking teeth.
Gary Hartman.
No, it was David Hartman.
Was it David Hartman?
Yeah, David
Good
Hartman.
Morning America?
Yep. No, yeah, one of them shows he had
One of
big
them.
fucking teeth.
Like horse teeth.
Yeah, but when I was born in a fucking fat chick in the closet, I didn't miss the ability to spit through my teeth at all. I might as well be getting laid. I spent for 3 years of college and I've only got 1 year of credit. How does that work? Come on, college, do better.
I love that Andy reunited with Drowsy is using her as an armrest.
Yeah.
Well, you can see
Pressing her nicely.
I don't like looking
Kaylee.
at
I
her.
see the.
Feeling the comfort started
It'll
to
take
come
her a
out.
while.
Yeah.
Got to reacclimate to each other.
Yeah.
I'm taking her to the
She's-
third ball and throwing her countdown.
She's got a lot of forgiving to do too.
Yeah.
And that ain't possible. She's a baby and she knows I threw her down in the road and gave up on her.
Well,
She ain't gonna be like, that'll come up in a couple of weeks. Like, it's all good. Yeah. Oh, I love you too. I'm just having some trust issues. Oh, are you still thinking about that time where I left you to die? Yeah. This ain't gonna work out if all you are is bringing up the past. You gotta live, she gotta go.
what did you just do?
I was gonna choke on beer, so I spit a little in her mouth.
She spit in her mouth. What sort of relationship do you guys
This
have?
is not
21 now.
Yeah, this isn't the first time. Oh, just
Look at the stains.
Hey, but think about this. I didn't have a doll you could strip, so that worked out.
Oh, because of the jumper.
Yeah, no, believe me, I tried. Let's take this to the next level. Come on.
The next level.
I don't know. Even that's a frustration.
Like a false door.
Well, it's access to the top box.
Yeah. It's a door to another door.
I use Drowsy to save my mind. Is my last trip to go see Steve Spleen. I utilized the technology that Drowsy had, and I made myself impenetrable.
You cinched your belt.
I took my brothers. They look like the Hoosiers, classic Hoosiers warm-ups, basketball warm-ups. But my brother had demons after his rapes, and he went and lived with his family and committed burglaries and played basketball in Quincy, California. So I had these striped warm-up pants with Q's on them, and I'm blocking a guy from reaching in my pants. It's ironic. There was no rainbow. I had a rainbow shirt that said, "Don't mess with my junk, bro."
So you just tied him really tight?
Yeah, and he kept trying to get his handy hands in there, and then he got mad, and he goes, "Real cute," and then I go, "Fuck you, I'm not a fag," or I said something with, and I didn't know the term. I probably said it wrong or whatever, but and then he goes, "Ooh," and then he told me about writing letters to Kate Jackson and all kinds of stuff. I was like, okay.
He deferred to Charlie's Angels trivia.
Anybody who thought that
doubled
Kate
down on
Jackson was the
crazy.
best angel is already a little weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because she was boyish.
The one you could take home to mother.
Well, you could be attracted to a woman, but still go, yeah, that's a dude.
Yeah.
She
wore slacks.
As a kid, I went to the barbershop and I go, "Give me the Kate Jackson."
Was that your first open mic?
A lot of the queers in my age were getting the Farrah Fawcett, but I was like, no, that's the wrong way to go.
Yeah.
No, but I did have the Farrah Fawcett sort of. Anyway.
We've seen the pictures.
Yeah. I was so distraught at being molested. I got a hair perm, and I went into my sophomore year with freshly permed.
Wait, was that your idea or your mom's idea?
Oh, I had the idea. Well, actually, the great American hero had the idea.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Walking on air.
But there are directions you have to follow in certain times.
Well, that was the premise of the show. He didn't have the directions to the cave.
Oh, right. So I did that with the haircut. Many years later, I saw him at a Mount Bachelor.
Cats.
Cat, yeah, the greatest American hero, and I was like,
William
Cat.
yeah, and I go, what a dick. He's not cool anymore. I didn't want to go, I'm going to get the same outfit he has on anymore. I gave up on him as a role model, I guess. You got to
Never meet your heroes.
I didn't. He didn't come near me. Hey man, come over here. I got this. Look at my hairs. Believe it or not. Hey, did Bob Cole rape bitches with Bill Cosby in because he did that Spanish Fly bit? And Robert Cole, no, get the Spanish Fly, Bob. You didn't hear it? All right. It's like a confession 10, 20 years earlier.
Oof.
Yeah, he talked about that bit about, you heard about that Spanish Fly and it makes a woman crazy, and they gave it to this woman in the neighborhood, and the Crazy Mary they called her after they drugged her repeatedly, and she got a little eccentric, and then him and Bob were in Spain, and they're both like, where do we get this Spanish Fly? And he talked about knocking women out, and it's cool when the comic gets honest, even for a minute. I can't, but I mean, some people do.
Yeah, they buried that bit, and that should have been his most real bit he ever did.
It was on a record called True. So Miss Bill, I hope he's not getting COVID, because America needs our healing. We need our rapists to lead us. Except he's black, so never mind. He could only be the Herman Cain of this group.
And he keeps moving Drowsy as a stage prop.
It's not as weird as we hoped. I can stroke her head like this.
After you throw her into the
this Patreon.
Yes.
All right, because fuck those losers on the other one. And I talked to a friend on the Man Show, writing assistant, about my thing with Drowsy, and she got pretty much the outfit. I mean, or he, whoever.
They.
But I had she's too tall to really be Drowsy, but I made the most of it. and that outfit come off.
You threw her in the road?
No,
because she couldn't be the same height as Drowsy.
It's like when I was outside of John Mary's Ramsey house. You just try to imagine what they look like had they not been thrown over the road. So that I feel like that woman was how Drowsy would have grown up. Same hair color and jammies.
She had the pink with the white polka dot jammies.
She said things that Drowsy might say, like "feed me, Dad." Not Dad, just anyway, I don't like to talk about that. It was a long time
Little
ago.
Shop of Horrors. Feed me, Seymour. Wrong doll.
Yeah, but it was like, finally somebody gets this thing, understands what was,
Wait, you took that out of that? You opened your heart to this woman, and then she goes, how do I turn this into sex play? And you're like, she gets me?
She was...
I think their relationship was all about sex.
She was... Listen, she was in the industry. Enough said, man.
So she took it as a capital
I'd
hint.
never worked at an office place, so I wanted to... have sex on a desk and all that stuff that you don't get to do when you don't have a cubicle. So that happened. And, she's since moved on and had a wonderful family. And I'm a symptom, or whatever. I don't know. Come on, man.
You're a symptom, not the cure.
There you go. Thanks.
So she went on to have a bunch of Drowsies of her own.
Yeah, she's got a family.
It's funny, Andy didn't know that.
Yeah.
A bunch of Drowsies following her around.
She could have had so much more or less.
More or less.
More or less.
All right.
That sums it up.
Yeah, I was a preemie
In the
baby.
mic, Andy.
It was a premature baby, like Drowsy probably, and I got plucked out of my mom's steamy cunt. It was in the summer. I guess I get claustrophobic, so I'm crawling out a month early. I didn't even know I was supposed to hang out a little
4
longer.
weeks early?
Yeah, I was roughly, the amount of booze we have on the table was my birth weight. And I spent probably was the best month and a half of my life in an incubator.
Yeah.
Untouched, unbothered. And, my mom didn't breastfeed me or nothing. So I didn't really have any bonding. And then I got a dolly and it worked out. And I felt good about it. And then I threw the dolly down the road. Cut to a few years later, I'm the dolly. And I didn't ask to be the dolly. And now I'm learning about touch. And then all I wanted was back in the incubator, I don't need a massage. I just need an incubator and my drowsy and some cocaine that ain't here anymore.
And you don't have to pay for it.
Could you just drowsy about? She's drowsy.
She's a little sleepy.
Yeah,
she'll talk more.
It's a nickname, you give her a bump and she's fucking Chatty Cathy. You don't even have to pull her strings; she pulls it herself.
Listen, we could do this forever, but let's do it over there.
Yeah.
So this is it. Wrapping up from fucking desert.
Wrapping up.
The
rappening.
Cheers.
It's all rappening.
Don't kill your babies if they're alive. Kill them before they come out. $5 a month.
You're supporting that? Come on, Andy. Face down, really?
She's
respect.
We both sleep.
This is how you put them to sleep?
We both sleep that way. I would like to do something about this. Bald-headed bitch.
Perfect.
Is it weird that she has the same undercut as Brittany?
You mean, is it a coincidence?
She's got a diamond shaped into the back of her.
Season of Dexter with John Lithgow.
Oh my God. I don't know.
All
right.
Fun.
Good.